Hey there, fellow RAVENCLAWS! Welcome to my channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, you already know what to do. The timestamps are down below this video. But if you're new here, hi, I'm Velvet Cat, a fashion illustrator and instructor in Los Angeles, sharing my knowledge and inspiration with videos about art, entrepreneurship, and with my newfound passion for tarot, pick a card collective readings like this one, to provide you with some answers for any questions you might be experiencing in your unique journey, advice messages from the angels that are watching over us, motivation to follow your dreams, and all around empower you in love, career, health, mind, and soul. If you're new to tarot, or maybe you have heard of it before, I'd first like to start by saying that it is not what you think it is. In my 1-year journey of doing tarot now, after my lifetime of being a skeptic, I've come to learn that it is simply just a tool by which those of us that choose to awaken our innate spiritual gifts can actually, 1, confirm your intuition that you already have about your experiences, or 2, guide lost souls towards their own unique happiness as well, with divine help. And by divine, I mean God, angels, and spirit guides for me personally. But based on your belief system, that would be different for each of you. My channel is all-inclusive, no judgment here, and welcoming to all that would love to join me in this ripple effect of spreading love and happiness. No matter how tough it is, each new generation is breaking through destructive cycles with awareness, knowledge, and action. And there are many ways in which we can contribute. One of them for me is tarot. So what is a tarot pick a card video? Well, after this intro, I'm going to be showing you some options to choose from where you will pick intuitively with what you're feeling. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this video to my returning subscribers, the timestamps are provided down below in the pinned comment and description so that you can easily skip ahead to the pile group that you picked for a message that is most meant for you to hear. Since this is a general reading divided into just a small group of options for all viewers, not everything will resonate. But if it just doesn't vibe with you at all within the beginning of your message, you can go back and pick a different one. Plus, sometimes the angels and guides don't want to provide all answers because they want you to take charge of your own life choices and to trust in your divine protector. So you ready to pick a pile? So these are the options you can choose from for your reading. We've got pile 1 with the king, pile 2 with the rook, pile 3 with the queen, and pile 4 with the bishop. So take a moment to breathe in and breathe out, so that you can pick intuitively and hear the most personalized message for you. Hey there, Ravenclaw Group 1. This reading is for you if you chose the King chess piece. And so today we're going to be using Anthony's questions, as you can see right here. Really awesome information and messages to pass to you using the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. So let's see what we have for you. Interesting. Okay, so I already see a story here actually. And since I'm not going to use reversals, I actually haven't been using reversals in any of the readings for any of the Hogwarts houses, but for you, I feel like it actually does fit in. And don't worry, it's nothing bad. Okay, so for your first question, where do you need to think differently? We got the Eight of Wands clarified by the Queen of Swords. And that is so cool. You got the Queen of Swords, and here is also the King chess piece, which is holding a sword. So this actually is kind of interesting. I know it's not related to your reading, but the fact that you got a king and a queen is very symbolic of a certain relationship, whether you are in a relationship, married or single, that you have a divine counterpart and you guys are meant for great things, but there is a big separation between you guys right now. Like, since they're both swords, and those tend to be the element of distance, of like fighting things off, not really being in tune with your emotions completely, and that is something you need to practice. So for you, where you need to think differently, with the Queen of Swords, how I mentioned the emotions, and then the Eight of Wands being one of overwhelm, as shown here, although the Eight of Wands is one of fast movement. But as you can see, she's pretty overwhelmed. So you could be going through some type of emotional healing, and that is also aligned with your career and life success. And so they're very aligned, which means that depending on how you feel, it could affect your work. And then it kind of goes in a cycle where whatever work you can come out with, it affects your emotions, and it's just like this roller coaster. So that's why she's looking very overwhelmed. Maybe you're trying to go through things really fast. You've put in a lot of work. It's been quite a long time. Like with the Queen of Swords, I always take her as someone that has lived a life, like a long period. And even if you're young, maybe it just feels like you've been at this forever, trying to fight things, trying to overcome. You're not the type to give up. And so maybe that's why you're kind of close to the last thread where you're like, I want to give up. But at the same time, you always hold on to your faith, because of how I said you're not the type to give up. So you could be feeling very tired and, how I mentioned, overwhelmed. It looks like right here with this question, this is what you need to take a different perspective on. Remember that you can handle anything and that you will achieve whatever you want. Perhaps with your emotions, you might think they're working against you, but remember, you can control everything by shifting your mindset. It might be hard and it's going to continue feeling like it's against you, but you have so much power. And in time, you'll be able to heal, which will also in turn return lots of success, lots of achievement, accomplishments. And let go of that feeling of needing to rush, of needing to get everything done ASAP. Because when we are desperate for results, that's when we tend to make rash decisions. So now for your next question, where do you need to pay closer attention or research more? You got the Devil. And so this could be interpreted in a few different ways. One of them being, perhaps if some of you are studying unconventional topics, and you might need to actually look deeper into that. Like, instead of looking at just one source, look at different sources and see what are the repeating patterns, and then also take what feels connected to you so that you can use this information, this knowledge in the best way that works for you. Like if you are learning a lot about a certain topic, whether that be astrology or spirituality or history or even multiple dimensions and alien life, because perhaps you're looking into doing it yourself, into then sharing that information or practicing it. You don't want to just take from one source and then that's it. You already feel like you learned enough. And so you do things the way that source does it. You want to combine everything. That's the better way of learning. It's like, yes, you can learn the rules, but also once you take from different sources, you can break those rules effectively to create something new. Perhaps you might also need to pay more attention to your negative habits. Like, are you overindulging in spending or eating or sugar? I don't know, anything like that. Or surrounding yourself with negative people. Everything we learn in life is so that we can break ourselves free from past cycles, past selves, like the phoenix transformation or the butterfly transformation. Past selves that were conditioned into us so that we can become our true selves and echo out great things into the world, whether small or big impacts, like through your kindness or through your projects. Now for the next question, what knowledge do I need or do you need to put into practice? See, this is very much involved with emotions because so we have the sun here reversed, and at the end of your reading we also have the Six of Cups, which I'll go in a little bit, I'll read about in a little bit or tell you in a little bit. But so the sun reversed, this is telling you need to put this into practice. Look at that. Going out into nature, spending time with loved ones, with friends, shifting your mindset from negative to positive. You can feel all the emotions. It's okay. There is no bad emotions. But you don't want to stay in that because it holds you down, keeps you from working, keeps you from that echo that you can ripple into the world, the positive echo, the beautiful echo, sharing your talents, your ideas, your kindness. Maybe you need to practice a little more self-love, self-care as well. Things that bring you joy. Like if you're telling yourself that you don't have time for these things, you're telling yourself you don't have time for yourself. You don't have time to love yourself. And that's not a good mindset to have. Because once you do have time for you and you do love yourself, then others can also do that to you. You'll attract more of that. Then what do you need to know about your future? We got this magical card, amazing card, the Magician, Major Arcana. And look at that, you actually have 3 Major Arcanas in a row. Devil, Sun, Magician. So with this Magician as your future, I feel like how I was saying, you're going to achieve great things, whether as simple as through your kindness and joy that you bring to others, or through your projects. Because the Magician is someone that manifests your desired life. You use your resources, your intellect, your connections. You know how to figure things out. And in addition to that, for those of you that are spiritual and using law of attraction or even magic and Reiki, because of how he has his hands with like they're glowing, you'll become very powerful in that aspect as well. So don't worry about how everything might look like a mess or feel like a mess at the moment of watching this reading, because your future is going to be very accomplished. You're going to have a grasp on your emotions, a grasp on your relationships, a grasp on your money, your talents, your projects. Everything will work out even better than you can imagine. And lastly, what area of your life can you master? See, this is what I was saying. 6 of Cups reversed. So this is another emotions type of card. I mean, cups. That's like tears. That's whether positive or negative. And as you can see here, there's a guy giving flowers to the girl. So it's also about those relationships, those friendships, kindness, self-expression. And since it was reversed, that tells me that's a current struggle, possibly to be vulnerable or to heal certain things in your life. Since this is a card of memories and your past, maybe even your childhood. Well, since it's right here, it's telling me that you can master this by, how I said, doing the self-love, going out to nature, spending time with loved ones. You could also learn the balance of giving and taking. Since it was reversed, it tells me perhaps you're the type to overgive and get attached to people quickly, but not receive the same type of love. This is also giving me elements of entrepreneurship because of how this guy is selling flowers. So perhaps that's something you've been also struggling to master. And now that it's here, it's telling you, in addition to the magician, for your future, that you will also have a grasp on that, as I mentioned, with your income. So you'll feel really fulfilled and passionate about life. Start feeling it now, actually. Like, remember, gratitude brings more of what it is that you're grateful for. And so, as I mentioned, since this is a card about your past or childhood or any type of memories that were before today, you'll be able to heal through those. Keep doing the work, keep at it. And there's also something here about water, because of this being the Six of Cups, that perhaps you could practice manifestation with water and practice healing with water, in addition to practice healing with your hands and manifesting with your hands. Also, you can use water, since we are made of water. Before I go, I did decide actually to bring my Harry Potter books so that we can see which one has a message for you. So let's see. You got the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets book. Now let's see what page has a message for you. Right here. There was silence as he finished telling the story, but it wasn't the usual sleepy silence that filled Professor Blin's classes. There was unease in the air as everyone continued to watch him, hoping for more. Professor Binns looked very faintly annoyed. So with this, I get that if there are certain things you don't want to open up about, if there are certain things you don't want to tell because it makes you uncomfortable, do not let people pressure you to feel guilty about not opening up. But also, if there are people that are willing to listen, don't get annoyed with them. Perhaps you might actually find that if you do open up, it'll help you heal. It's kind of a balance of learning when to speak up and when not to, and also being open to vulnerability. With the right people, of course. Not everyone deserves, or at least is capable of listening to what it is that you're feeling. Listening and understanding. So that's the reading I got for you. If it resonated, comment down below that you chose this awesome pile and what you liked or didn't like about this reading. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Since I'm still a new YouTuber, every engagement counts to expose my channel to others that need a little encouragement in their lives. You could also turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos every week. I'll see you in the next one. Hey there, Ravenclaw Group 2. This reading is for you if you chose the Rook chess piece. And today we're going to be using Ethany's amazing questions, as you can see here, to pass some messages over to you that you might need to hear right now. So let's see what we have for you using the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. really cool. I mean, maybe in certain parts not, but mostly yes. Okay, so this is the only part that is like, you know, a bit scary here, but there's nothing to worry about. Let me try to get it. Okay, so where do you need to think differently? This is the Three of Swords, and so with this comes a lot of pain and trauma. And it looks like you need to look at this from a different angle, a different perspective, maybe like talk to others to see what they have to say about it, but not like giving you advice, just maybe their own perspectives. Look around and see what you can learn, what you can take from others, because I feel like you've gone through a lot in your life. You've experienced very dark times, but also very bright, positive times, because then we also have the 10 of Cups, which is a very happy card. So with this Three of Swords, I feel like you're possibly holding on to certain pain and then using that to justify your reasons for things in your current life. It looks like you still haven't healed, and it could be perhaps because of why we have the Strength card here, that you might not be opening up about this. You might be holding on out of fear. Like, especially if it's from the past, you might be thinking, well, why do I need to bring it up? I'm already happy now. But this is here for a reason. It's because, yes, you're happy, but underneath there is still that pain. And it's here because it does get to you, even if you brush it off quickly. Since there's a little journal here, perhaps you can actually start writing things down to understand what you're feeling, to process everything that you haven't before. Because just keeping it in your head is not going to provide you with answers. It's going to keep you cluttered instead. And then you might not realize why you are doing certain things, saying certain things, acting out with certain things, or being resistant against other things. It's great to be a positive person, but not to shove away your pain just to stay positive. Because what you feel is very valid. And you feel this because it needs to be dealt with. It's yelling at you to do something. And so with where you need to pay closer attention or research more, we got this beautiful card, the 10 of Cups. See, like how I was saying, there's this pain underneath, so it kind of gets in the way of what's happening in your life. Even if you think, well, if I don't think about it, if I just brush it aside, it won't hurt me, but it is affecting your health. So you might need to look into therapies, perhaps, or look into ways of healing. You might need to research to understand your emotions, to learn how to process these things. Like look into books and podcasts and videos about healing, self-development, relationships, and perhaps even with your family that you trust. You can choose to open up to each other. It shouldn't be difficult with loved ones to talk to them. It's better to let it all out, even if there's tears, because then you'll form a stronger bond. You'll become closer together. Perhaps for some of you, you might also need to pay close attention to your family members to see if there is anything they need. If you haven't been understood before between each other. If anyone is isolating, what is their reason for that? Oftentimes, people separate because of misunderstandings instead of if they had just opened up and talked about it, talked through to see what each one is feeling, what each one has experienced, to understand each other. And so what knowledge do you need to put into practice? Look at this. We got the Strength card. This is the one about taming that lion, that darkness, any person or beliefs or actions that are causing stress and chaos. And also let your inner lion out. Have the courage to go through this temporarily so that then you can see the rainbow at the end of the rain and dark clouds. You need to practice your courage, your vulnerability. You need to practice how to speak up if you haven't before. It might be very hard. It might be completely new. And maybe you might, instead of opening up and speaking up, you might react. You might explode. So that's why learning about this, about how to be vulnerable and communicate, can provide you with tools and answers on how to deal with this. Because if you do explode, no one is going to listen, since they'll be on the defense. But if you go at this with love, you'll make people feel comfortable to listen to you. I feel like you're most definitely someone fiery, someone with this lion in you, in your heart. And so for the next question, what do you need to know about your future? Look at this. We got the Lovers and the Emperor. So beautiful. See, this is the future you can expect after going through this. This is a future of connection in a soul level, of understanding, community, cooperation, and all through the spiritual guidance as well. I feel like you are someone with angels and spirit guides, and some of you actually might know this already, but you've been holding back on doing what they want you to do. The Emperor energy is also someone that can be pretty scary, since it is a fiery leader, but they can be tamed down. They can become open to listening to others, not just passing out the orders. So if this is something you've been wanting, since we do have the Lovers and Emperor together, if you've been wanting your relationship to bloom, to grow, this is, have I mentioned all the things that I mentioned? This is what you need to do to get there. And you most definitely can. Plus, for some of you, if you go through this courage, you'll also have the courage to do other things, because the Emperor is also, as you can see here, he has like this plan, this map of the stars. You could actually become someone that's entrepreneurial, or you might go for your goals, might have the courage to do things differently than you've done in the past, or to go back into leadership mode if you've done that in the past. More confident in yourself with the support of your family and loved ones. By the way, all of this is not just to win or to change people or to fix problems. No, this is about self-love, because you respect yourself enough to be heard and demand that respect that you deserve. Then for your last question, what area of your life can you master? Look at this, the Chariot card. So this one is also similar to the entrepreneurial aspects that I mentioned. I feel like you have some goals you've put to the side because of the people around you putting doubts on you. But as you stand up for yourself and learn this courage, because I feel like courage is learned. Not everyone has courage. I mean, I used to be someone shy, and now I am very bold. So as you learn this courage, you'll also start mastering going after what you want, whether it be for joy or for career. And there will be more balance between everyone around you, because this is also a card of like yin and yang type of energies. Since she is riding a motorcycle, there is a different energy or a different message from all of this, which is about perhaps if you wanted to take on a new skill or adrenaline type of adventure, you'll also master that, whether that be learning to drive or use a motorcycle or go on road trips, or how I mentioned with adrenaline, like races, or being some type of show person. It looks like this is something you can master if that's what you want. So lastly, before I do complete the reading, I do want to mention that makes sense as to why you picked this Rook chess piece. Because it looks like in your current moment, you are experiencing certain things that are making you uncomfortable. You're being awakened. You're seeing where things need to be adjusted. And this Rook does symbolize to me the Tower card in tarot, which is those changes, major changes in life how I mentioned, to awaken you for a more beautiful, abundant future. And there's no need to be on defense like this guy is, because if someone is on defense, everyone is on defense. So let your shields down. Before I close the reading, I actually brought my Harry Potter books with me to see what additional message we can provide for you. So let's see which book has a message for you. This one. So you got Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And now let's see what page. Okay, so you got a blank page, but let's see, in addition to that, maybe it's this one. Okay, so let's see, if it was this one, this is what it says. It says, he turned from Uncle Vernon to Harry. So Potter, give us a shout if you need us. If we don't hear from you for 3 days in a row, we'll send someone along. Okay, this makes sense. So blank pages, I take them as a message of divine timing. That whatever you're experiencing is divinely orchestrated for your awakening and growth. And it is also symbolic of angels and guides that are not telling you everything, because it's meant for you to learn through it on your own. But they are there for you because of how I hear. They are telling Potter they're gonna be there for him. And so I kind of get a message here that your spirit guides, your angels, your protector wants you to talk to them. They miss you. And you can call to them whenever you need them. Call to them for answers, for guidance, for signs. That is so amazing. And that's the reading I got for you. If it resonated, comment down below that you chose this pile and what you're excited or not excited about hearing. You can also like and subscribe, since I'm still a new YouTuber and every engagement counts to expose my channel to others that need a little encouragement in their lives. And don't forget to turn on the notification button so that you don't miss my videos every week. I'll see you on my next one. Hey there, group 3. This reading is for you if you chose this queen chess piece. And now we're going to be looking into these questions created by Ethany on her channel so that I can pass some important messages to you at this very moment of watching this timeless reading. So we'll be using the Everyday Witch Tarot deck to answer them for you. Let's see what we have. Alright, so for your question, where do you need to think differently? You got the Queen of Pentacles here. And that's so cool, you got the Queen, and then this is also the Queen right here. So this Queen, I actually take her as the Queen of Wands because it looks like she's holding a staff. And so the Queen of Wands is someone creative and loving, passionate. And then the Queen of Pentacles is someone that is financially abundant or can be. There's so much you can achieve. Or at least you're financially secure because you are wise beyond your years. You might be like an old soul and you work hard, you dedicate yourself, you're someone loyal. And combine both of these, the creative thinking with smart hard work. Perhaps because you have others that lean on you or that kind of depend on you. There are others that you take care of, just like a queen would. So you are also very wise providing advice. Oh my gosh, that rhymed. And because of this, However much you have achieved now, you'll be able to achieve way more. Since this is where what you need to think differently about. Perhaps you doubt yourself, perhaps you don't think you're enough, or you compare where you want to be versus where you are. And you need to remember to stay in gratitude mode, because not everyone has what you have. Perhaps you need to learn certain things about money. That could be some things you can think differently about if that has been a worry of yours. How can you reduce that stress? With information, with knowledge, education, like investments, stocks, and other types of financial matters to increase your sources of income. Don't settle for just one. That is what makes millionaires. They don't have one job, they have multiple sources of income. And that is also the difference. A job is where it's relying on you to put in the time and the work to get a return, whereas sources of income are where you can perhaps invest in the beginning, but then over time it can make money on its own without you, or at least without as much of you. That's what gets people stuck, is when they have a job or they create a source of income, a project, a business in which they are needed every minute of the day. Because we don't have unlimited minutes. We only have one us. And the next question, where do you need to pay closer attention or research more? We got here, this is interesting. You got the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is romance. As you can see, he's holding hearts. His cup is like releasing hearts. And then the Ace of Wands, as you can see here, there's music note, a paintbrush, a book. This one is about projects and ideas. And so you could research a little more on both of these things. Maybe you're worried about your relationship, so you can look into relationship advice. And maybe you're worried about your talents, then take some courses. Advance your skills so that you can also be someone that is those professionals that is wanted by lots of people, because you have different skills to provide. You're not just like a one-trick pony. And if you're scared of, how I said, like losing grasp on life or being eaten by sharks, whether in business or relationships, perhaps that is what you need to pay close attention to as to why you feel that way. And practice positive affirmations. Set those intentions for what you do want, so that then it'll be in your mind. You know, if you repeat something so many times, it'll be in your mind just like a song. It'll become a part of you. You'll become more trusting in what you want, confident in what you want. So what knowledge do you need to put into practice? We got the Eight of Cups. And this is cool that you got this one right next to the moon, because in the traditional tarot deck, these two cards actually have a similar energy because of the moon and how you're faced with a choice, with possibly a new journey. So the moon symbolizes cycles of life, new energy and old energy, and also higher powers. And I like how these two cards look kind of like a story here, how she seems to be walking towards this image with the cat, or like she turns into this cat or the witch, whichever one. But so with the Eight of Cups, certain knowledge you need to put into practice could involve your emotions, since we got the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So vulnerability, sensitivity, processing and understanding what you feel, listening to what you feel, and releasing any beliefs from your past, how I mentioned with doubt or fears. I also get a similar message that I mentioned about multiple sources of income, since we do have multiple cups here. So learning how to collect those sources of income, stacking up your investments. Since she kind of looks like she comes to this table, piles up a cup, leaves, and like lets it settle that without worry, and then comes back and adds some more cups and then leaves. So also releasing worry of finances, releasing worry over your security, trusting that things will work out and you can figure anything out. Then, so this moon card for what do you need to know about your future? Look at this. This cat is looking at itself as a giant panther. So I feel like you're the type of person that will actually be pretty successful without being out in the limelight, without being the face of the companies or the celebrity, the influencer. You're more behind the scenes successful and not the type to brag because you're just happy for your life, you're enjoying yourself, possibly going traveling. And for some of you, starting to use the power of the moon, like with full moons and new moons, to manifest what you want. You can start now, tomorrow, but don't keep pushing it away. Collect those income sources, collect and create things that give you joy. Take it one step at a time to get towards this. There's no rush. So for your last question, what area of your life can you master? We got these two cards, the Devil and 3 of Pentacles. The Devil is one of addictions, negative habits, beliefs, patterns, cycles. And 3 of Pentacles is one of teamwork, as you can see here. So I feel like you'll be learning so much, how I'm saying here. This is quite a long journey where you'll be learning about finances, you'll be learning about team management, whether through your job or on your own, which means that you'll master being this type of leader with great ideas. And how I mentioned with the addictions, you'll be mastering these negative beliefs, these fears that are holding you back. Kind of like how there are cartoons or movies with a person that has a little angel on one side and a little devil on the other side. You know, the little devil is nagging at them, putting them down, having those fears, making them doubt themselves. And then the little angel is so encouraging and positive and trying to get them to stop listening to the little devil. That's kind of what I get here. Like the little devil that's always nagging at you, you're gonna master how to tame that evil little guy. You're gonna learn how to master your beliefs, your actions, so you can listen more to the little angel. And one last thing, I also feel here with friendships or even at work, the people you communicate with. Perhaps there's a certain way you communicate with them that not everyone likes, and so that's something you might also master, is how to communicate in a way that gets everyone to really listen to you and to feel inspired by you. Before I go, I did want to use actually my childhood Harry Potter books to provide you with an additional quick message. So let's see what book has a message for you. This one. So you got Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And now let's see what page. Right here. The company around the table watched Voldemort apprehensively, each of them by his or her expression afraid that they might be blamed for Harry Potter's continued existence. Voldemort, however, seemed to be speaking more to himself than to any of them, still addressing the unconscious body above him. So it seems like there is someone or something around you that is making you uncomfortable, perhaps. Either they or you are this energy. Like there could be some blame going around, while the main issue is not being addressed. Like there could be confusion, and that's why there's blame. There could be miscommunication. Everyone is going in circles. So what you can do in this situation is remember to bring everyone back to the point. What is the point of this argument, this issue? What is it that everyone or you are not seeing? Or if this isn't something that's currently happening, then perhaps when it does happen, this is the type of perspective you can take. so that there can be some cooperation. So that's the reading I got for you. If it resonated, comment down below that I chose this path and what you're excited or not excited about hearing. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video, since every engagement counts to expose my channel to others that need a little encouragement in their lives. And turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos every week. I'll see you in my next one. Hey there, Ravenclaw Group 4. This reading is for you if you chose this Bishop chess piece. And now we're going to be looking into these questions created by Ethany on her channel to provide you with urgent messages for you in this timeless reading that you can take right now using the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. So let's see what we have for you. Really cool. You got some powerful cards. Okay, so let's get into it. Where do you need to think differently? You got the World card and the Ace of Swords. So I feel like because we also got the Knight of Swords right here, and you chose the Bishop chess piece, and then you also got the Emperor. There is something you're currently learning about speaking up, about communicating your ideas, standing up for what you believe, being your true self, no matter how society thinks things should be, because you're a unique individual with so much to share, so much that the world does need from you. That is why the World card is here. Perhaps you might be thinking, what is your purpose? Or you might be thinking the world is against you, or you're lost, or you don't have a story to tell, or you don't have anything to offer. And that is where you are meant to think differently, that you do have a purpose, that the world does need you. And as you go about trying new things, learning new things, and then sharing that which you learn, which gives you a spark, or sharing those new skills, then you'll start getting those ideas rolling. Like when I started my entrepreneurship journey, and when I was a kid, first I wanted to be an artist, then I wanted to become a designer, fashion designer. So it got more niche. And then after fashion design, I realized that I could merge art and fashion, which became more niche. And then I started spirituality, which became more niche. So the answers start clarifying themselves over time. Just start with something. I noticed that when I first wanted to be in fashion, I was just thinking like everyone else, which was to start a fashion business. But as time progressed, I realized how I could be a little different, perhaps by doing a nonprofit with fashion, which is what I do want to do. And same thing with art. I thought I just wanted to do art, just self-expression. But as time progressed, I realized that I was really passionate about social justice and animal rights and self-care and spirituality. So then my art can be about that. Here for you, you need to get yourself out there to try new things, or at least try what you are excited about and see if it does give you a spark. Then keep at it and keep at it and keep at it, because it will be lots of work. Do not give up. I mean, I've been at this for a decade now. It could be shorter for you, it could be longer, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're happy by not thinking of the expectations of the outcomes, but rather how you can provide for others through your expression, through your creations and your actions. You are not meant to be like everyone else. Allow yourself to be free, to be true to you. Now, where do you need to pay closer attention or research more? This makes so much sense. We got the King of Pentacles. This is most definitely a entrepreneurial type of card, or at least financially abundant, financially secure. So you might need to research about money, about finances. And if you do want to be an entrepreneur, about business. Keep learning what you need at that moment. Like rather than taking all the courses and wanting to be successful ASAP, perhaps start with doing the research on what it is that you do need to learn and then scheduling it into your calendar so that you can dedicate, for example, 1 month per skill, like the first month on social media, the second month on storytelling, the third month on websites, things like that. And if you already have a job or you would want to continue being in a job, you don't want to be an entrepreneur, that's totally cool as well, then how else can you provide income for yourself? This is one of those skills that they don't teach at school, but it is very much needed for everyone to learn. To have that security, that confidence in their life to achieve anything they want. Perhaps also start looking into how you're spending, since this is calling you to pay closer attention on that. All the money that comes in and the money that goes out. Then for your knowledge, what knowledge do you need to put into practice? This is so cool because you got the High Priestess. So I feel like this is very much emphasizing spirituality, you know, like witchcraft or tarot or law of attraction, opening your third eye. And you can combine that with whatever it is that you want to do. Provide you with power to achieve what you want. So you can set out to research podcasts, videos, books about law of attraction or about witchcraft, anything that resonates with you. But if you're not that type of person, then this could also be about learning balance. How I mentioned, the balance with money, what's going in and out, balance in life, like dedicating time to yourself and your goals, and in addition to your responsibilities. And it could also be about listening to your gut, listening to your intuition. Like perhaps sometimes you might get an offer or an idea, but you might hesitate and not do it. And for some of you, with how she is here using the globe, using the crystal ball, kind of like if she's doing a reading for us, then perhaps this is about putting into practice what you are learning by sharing it, sharing your knowledge about a certain topic, or sharing content around that niche, creating products, putting yourself out there without fear, without expectations. Of course, there will always be both negative and positive reactions, but who cares about the negative? Just keep on doing you. Now for what you need to know about your future, we got the Knight of Swords. And this is someone victorious that stands for what they want. Same thing as I mentioned here, how you're not meant to be someone like everyone else. So in your future, I feel like you'll be making major strides, standing up for something, perhaps joining a social cause just like I want to. Speaking what's right, whether your career involves something like teaching or law or even active sports. You'll be doing this in a new way. You could set trends in your field with the power of community that all believe in you. So much confidence here. And then for your final card, what area of your life can you master? Here is even more confidence with the Emperor card. See, confidence. And so you can most definitely master that. You can learn to master your planning, your strategizing, your leadership, to be heard and to express yourself without reacting to things, rather using more of your intellect and creativity to call attention to what it is that you're saying. Some of you could even reach the level of having an empire since this is the Emperor. Before I close the reading, I actually decided to bring my Harry Potter books with me so that I can give or share an additional message from the books. Let's see which one has a message for you. This one. This is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now let's see what page has a message for you. Right here. So this page says, "Today's not bad. Outside all morning," said Ron, who was running his finger down the Monday column of his schedule. Herbology with the Hufflepuffs and care of magical creatures. Damn it, we're still with the Slytherins. Double divination this afternoon, Harry groaned, looking down. Divination was his least favorite subject. Apart from potions, Professor Trelawney kept predicting Harry's death, which he found extremely annoying. So funny. Oh my goodness. So this is like pretty much what I was saying about your reading, like with unconventional topics or social justice, some type of justice type of endeavors with the magical creatures here and the divination and potions. So what you can do through this is to definitely lead with your heart so that then others can feel you and see things the way you see them, see things from a different perspective. Because like how he's saying here, which he found extremely annoying, I feel like this is how people see tarot as well. Like they think it's going to say when they're going to die or all the bad things that are going to happen, or it's going to lie about how successful they're going to be. But that's not how tarot is, at least from my perspective. This message is super awesome for you. Very encouraging, I feel like it is. That is super exciting. And that's the reading I got for you. If it resonated, comment down below that you chose this pile and what you're excited or not excited about hearing. You can also don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this, since every engagement counts to expose my channel to others that need a little encouragement in their lives. And also turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss my videos every week. I'll see you in the next one.